Hi, I'm Simon. Today we're answering some of your fantastic wildlife questions. Please do keep them coming in because we have a whole team waiting to answer them. Okay, our first question was sent in by Dr. Dude 96, who asks, do bears wake up to go to the bathroom while hibernating? Well, during hibernation, a bear will drop its metabolic rate by 50 to 60%, and its heart rate will fall from 40 to 50 beats per minute to under 19. And it only needs to breathe once every 45 seconds. As a result of this reduced metabolism, a black bear can hibernate for months during winter without needing to urinate. Toxic waste is still produced, but rather than going to the bathroom, bears recycle it. Urea is broken down and the resulting nitrogen is used to make organ tissue and muscle. So that tackles urine, but what about feces? Because they're using their fat reserves to supply energy, they're not consuming any food, so very little solid waste actually builds up. However, intestinal secretions and cells are still being shed from inside of their digestive tract. So what happens to all of that? Well, it remains in the intestine for so long that all of the moisture is absorbed and it becomes really quite dry and hard. In fact, it's often referred to as a rectal plug. On to more pleasant matters. Mohammed Gamal asks the age-old question, what is the oldest animal on Earth that still lives? Giant tortoises may be famed for their longevity, living up to 152 years old. But even these creatures are mere whippersnappers compared to the oldest living animals on Earth. Clams can be aged by the growth rings on their shell, and at 405 years old, a particular quahog clam lived through the American Civil War, the English Civil War, the English colonization of America, and of course Shakespeare's playwriting days. But a deep sea coral found in Hawaii is thought to be over 4,000 years old. Corals are technically animals, and this one is thought to be the oldest on Earth. Okay, the next question comes from Hakuna Matata 1327, who asks, will sharks really die if they stop swimming? Well, let's look at the angel shark. It spends most of its life underneath the sand, motionless, waiting for any unsuspecting victim to swim past. So it can definitely breathe without having to swim, and it does this in a process called buccal pumping, where muscles actively pump water over the gills. But not all sharks are able to do this. Fast swimming species such as the mako and the great white shark appear to have lost the ability to pump water over their gills. Instead, they rely on what is termed ram ventilation, in which water is pushed over their gills when they swim along. However, it appears they don't have to swim constantly. Many of these ram-breathing sharks have been documented basking underwater or lying on the sea floor. It's not clear how they cope, but they do. Finally, it's our turn to ask you a question. Troy Alexander posted this image on the internet in the hope of finding out which animal created it. It was found in the southern Peruvian Amazon region and seems to be a silk construction. It's almost as if a fence has been built around some sort of cocoon. It is still to be identified, so if you have any thoughts as to what it might be, please let us know. And of course, subscribe to see us answer your fantastic wildlife questions. See you next time on Earth Unplugged.
The most liked question that has been posted so far is, which animal has the biggest testicles compared to its size? Well, you might be surprised to hear that there's actually some quite interesting science behind testicular size. As a general rule, the more promiscuous the species, the larger their testicles. Relative to their body mass, the tuberous bush cricket has the most enormous testicles, accounting for 13.8% of their body weight. That's the equivalent of an average man carrying around testes of 11.5 kilograms.